You are watching The Whale Flow, where we decode the structure behind every digital transformation. In this episode, we explore one of the most intriguing frontiers of Web3, SocialFi. The fusion of social networks and finance, and how it could redefine the economics of human attention. To understand SocialFi, we must start with the world we live in today. In Web 2, social networks like Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and X dominate human interaction. They connect billions of people, but the value created by that connection is not shared equally. Users create the content, users generate the data, users spend their time and attention, the most valuable commodities of the digital age, yet all of that value flows upward to the platform owners. You are not the customer, you are the product. The profits belong to the few. SocialFi changes that equation. It applies blockchain's core principle, ownership, to the world of social interaction. In a SocialFi network, every post, every connection, and every community can become an economic unit. You don't just use the platform, you own a piece of it. Your reputation, your influence, even your attention, can be tokenized and monetized transparently. The creator becomes the stakeholder. The follower becomes the investor. The network becomes a self-sustaining digital economy. At its heart, SocialFi is an attempt to answer a question that the internet has never solved: who should own the value of social capital? In traditional systems, social capital, followers, influence, engagement, is abstract. It makes platforms rich, but leaves creators dependent on algorithms. SocialFi turns that invisible power into an asset class. Through tokenization, creators can issue their own tokens, digital representations of their brand, time, or trust. Fans can hold, trade, or stake these tokens, aligning incentives between audience and creator. It's not charity, it's participation. The first generation of SocialFi projects, such as Friend, Tech, Stars Arena, and Deso, experimented with this idea. They allowed users to trade keys, or shares, linked to influences and friends, creating microeconomies around personalities. Some of it turned speculative, even chaotic, but it proved one powerful point: attention has measurable value. For the first time, social reputation could have a real-time price. But the deeper layer of SocialFi goes beyond speculation. Imagine a social network where every post is an NFT you truly own, where engagement generates value that flows back to you, not to the platform. Imagine a decentralized Twitter or TikTok, governed by the users who build its culture. Imagine community DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, that fund creators directly, without advertisers. That is the structural vision of SocialFi, a self-owned social internet. In this system, attention becomes currency, influence becomes equity, community becomes capital. The likes, retweets, and shares of the past become microtransactions of value exchange. Every piece of content becomes a digital asset, traceable, tradable, and interoperable across platforms. This is not just a change in technology, it's a change in incentive design. The implications are enormous. In the Web 2 model, platforms compete for users' time. In SocialFi, platforms compete for users' ownership. The network that gives users the most value, not the most dopamine, wins. This flips the internet's economy upside down. Instead of platforms extracting value from users, users extract value from the network they co-create. Of course, the path to this future is not simple. The first wave of SocialFi showed how fragile this idea can be. When social interaction becomes directly tied to money, behavior changes. Some users chase profits over authenticity. Some communities become speculative markets instead of places for genuine connection. Balancing financial incentives with social integrity will be the central challenge of this new era. The goal is not to turn friendships into investments, but to build fair ecosystems where creativity is rewarded proportionally to its impact. From a technical standpoint, SocialFi integrates three layers: identity, content, and finance. Decentralized identity protocols like Lens or CyberConnect provide the foundation, allowing users to own their social graph, their followers, and their data across platforms. On top of that, decentralized content networks host posts and media permanently on-chain. Finally, DeFi protocols supply the economic layer: token issuance, payments, tipping, and rewards. Together, these layers create an open architecture for social interaction that no single company can control. The result is a new kind of internet, one that treats users as stakeholders, not data points, where content is portable, not locked inside corporate silos, where communities can govern themselves and share the economic upside. It's not just about decentralization, it's about aligning incentives between platforms, creators, and audiences. From an investment perspective, SocialFi represents one of the most culturally significant narratives in Web3. It merges two of humanity's strongest forces, communication and finance. The success of this sector won't be measured by token prices, but by adoption. The first SocialFi platform that delivers a seamless, fun, and rewarding experience, one that feels as natural as using Instagram or Twitter, could onboard hundreds of millions of users into Web3 without them even realizing it. But the most profound aspect of SocialFi is philosophical. It forces us to rethink what value means in a connected world. In the industrial age, value came from production. In the digital age, value comes from attention. In the Web3 age, value will come from connection, authentic, verifiable, and owned by the people who create it. So when you think of SocialFi, don't just think of social media with tokens. Think of it as the next stage of human coordination, a system where social interaction is no longer a product sold to advertisers, but a network of co-ownership. It's a return to the original spirit of the internet, open, participatory, and empowering, but now, economically aligned. This is the whale flow, where we read beyond speculation to understand systems, where logic replaces noise, and where those who recognize that social capital is becoming financial capital will understand the next great evolution of the digital economy.